Sci-Fi Surprize Series with Shannon here, and time for... There we go. Ooh, that's very... My new setup, I'm still getting used to it. Film number 16 in the Sci-Fi Surprize Series, Mesa of Lost Women. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is one of the ones that I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like all the ones. Wow, where to begin? It did start with a promising premise, got a sort of mad scientist kind of feel. It's set mostly in the desert, theoretically. That's the location. I don't know if that's where they were most of the time, any of the time. Some of the time, yeah. There's one, actually, somewhere recently I saw this, it's a strange thing to say, but I saw this article about a very strange-looking rock formation that is often used in science fiction films because it looks so alien, and then they showed it in all these different science fiction films. And I think they actually were at that location because there was a very unique rock formation, but I'm not sure. And I don't think this one was on their list. I don't think so. Anyway, so Mesa of Lost Women. One, I have no idea. Even now, still, after watching the movie, I don't know what Mesa means. My only reference for Mesa is like Red Cloud Mesa, like where you start when you're a Tauren in World of Warcraft. So it's kind of like, I don't know what it means. Is it just a place in the desert? Is it a refuge? I don't know. A formation of rocks or sand or something? I don't know. The film did not say. And, okay, so the idea was sort of like, okay, as I said, it's kind of like mad scientist stuff. Promising insects, promising, but not really. That's not really where they went. They went more with the subgenre of science fiction and horror that is just different ways to alter, control, reanimate women, you know. And actually, to be fair, this is men. They did men and women, but with the title of Lost Women, it's mostly about the women, and the women never speak. Yeah, and the guys who are under control do speak. I don't get it. And there's supposed to be some kind of like psychic control thing, but the guy who psychically controls people is not usually around them. I don't know. This one, I like, obviously, I'm not very interested in the plot, if you can pick up on that. And two, it was pretty dull. Like, or very dull. I fell asleep. I think I should have, like, add to my spreadsheet whether or not I fell asleep. Mind you, I think I fell asleep in almost every film. So it's not, that doesn't really speak to the films that it just speaks to the fact that I'm really tired. But I completely conked out, and but more so about the film, they only had about 4 locations, and then they did a lot of talking at the locations, and one of the characters that was under control was very stoic in how he talked, and he seemed to talk the most. And it was like, oh my god, like, it was just so slow. Like, I have never found a movie that was, like, it was an hour and 6 minutes, and it was just like, really just chug. So, I don't really know. Like, in some ways, I kind of feel like maybe this just was actually a showpiece for one of the actresses in the film who played Tarantilla, Tandra Quinn, because it was really focused on her a lot, and there was, you know, if you're a fan of her, this is the movie for you, because there's lots of her, and there is some pretty, I actually thought there was some pretty amazing stuff, but it was weird. Like, it was kind of, you know, voyeuristic and weird, so I don't know. Anyway, this one just did not really impress me at all. I was pretty bored. There were actually a couple good acting moments between some of the smaller characters. There was a woman who just got married in a pilot, and then they actually had some interesting stuff going on, but in general, I was just like, I don't understand. It's very slow-paced, interesting idea, I guess, but then how they implement it, not as much, and then just dragged on. Just dragged on. And it's too bad. Like, if I was thinking, like, oh, insect-human hybrid in the desert, that's kind of interesting, but no, it was really, like, lots of boring talking in very few locations, and the same guitar score throughout. I don't know how often I've had that. I actually have a horror collection of the same, 50 horror classics, and the first one I watched, there, like, it was just like, there was just like 8 seconds of music that just played throughout the entire film, and so it's kind of trippy. And here it was guitar. It did vary, I'll admit, but it was very heavy, and very prominent, and not very varied. So I was just like, oh. It's like, who doesn't like guitar? Like, I like guitar, but I was just kind of like, oh my god, if I hear that again, I'm just like, ah, because it's like, it's not that interesting. What's going on is not that interesting. Like, just creating tension with the guitar is not working. And the audio for it was okay. It was black and white. It's 1953. The video, there was a couple moments that were clipped, so I don't know if it was intentionally or unintentionally edited. Not horribly so. You could definitely follow what was going on, but literally mid-sentence, now in a different sentence kind of stuff, at least I think twice. So, but not, no big deal really. Anyway, I'm done with Mesa of the Lost Women. If anyone knows what Mesa is, I'm so lazy, I could totally look it up. I'm like, I just want to go play WoW now. I just want to be a Tauren, do the Tauren dance. Anyway, okay. Next movie is it's upside down. What is it? The Lost Jungle. Oh my god, is this like the prequel? Oh, I don't think so. This one's old. 1934. That might be the oldest. Hey. Cat's trying to chew plastic. None of that. Might be the oldest. So I'm excited. Lost Jungle. Yay! Yay! So this one's actually going to go, I've been sort of keeping tabs. It's hard, because this one is science fiction, so, check mark for that. And, yeah, no, there's not much, there wasn't much for me. I don't know. For an eye candy movie, if you really like the woman in it, maybe, but I'm never actually going to recommend a film just for that, because I just think that's weird. So... I do. So yeah, it goes pretty low on the list. It is technically science fiction, but I think it would be my second last, with the third last being the Petrified World, and then with the dead last being the Atomic Brain. That one, and that one had a similar theme of sort of controlling women, but it was even worse. So not my thing, obviously. Not gonna impress me with that. So let's go enjoy The Lost Jungle and see what happens there. Thanks for watching. Sorry to be a grump, but I don't like the movie. What can I do?